You're listening to an Airwave Media podcast.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
As a longtime foreign correspondent, I've worked in lots of places, but nowhere as important to the world as China. I'm Jane Perlez, former Beijing bureau chief for the New York Times. On Face Off, the US versus China, will explore what's critical to this important global relationship. Trump and Xi Jinping, AI, TikTok, and even Hollywood. New episodes of Face Off are available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Cupid, the unofficial mascot of Valentine's Day, has what name in Greek mythology? That question and more on today's episode of Triviality Mini.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hey everyone, Neal here. Welcome to Triviality Mini, a 10-question quiz to make you the cream of the crop at Trivia Night. I'll be hosting today's game, and it's all going to be about Valentine's Day. This is our Valentine to you as the listener, in thanks for all of your listening and supporting the show and helping us out. Speaking of which, if you'd like to help us out by continuing to help the show grow and getting us to 1,000 patrons, you can go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. Why? Because without our patrons, we couldn't do bonus episodes like this. For as little as $1 a month, you'll get all our main feed episodes ad-free. And for as little as a cup of coffee at the conglomerate, otherwise known as $5, you can get over 60 hours of bonus content, as well as weekly bonuses written by all of us. Once again, that's at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. Now, if you're ready and you accept our Valentine, it's time to ask you questions about Valentine's Day. Here we go. Number 1. This performer made their big screen acting debut in the 2010 ensemble rom-com Valentine's Day from director Gary Marshall and played the high school sweetheart of Taylor Lautner, who would become this performer's real-life sweetheart for a short time. Again, we are looking for that performer. Number 2. First produced in 1847, Necco wafers, the flavored disc candy, was the namesake product of a now-defunct brand bought by Spangler Candy Company. What does Necco stand for in Necco wafer? Number 3. Forever deemed a romantic city thanks to its inclusion in Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, what fair Italian city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and also thanks to Shakespeare, was home to 2 gentlemen named Valentine and Proteus? What is the name of this Italian city? Number 4. Pont des Arts in Paris, Pont de Lovehart in Curaçao, Butcher's Bridge in Slovenia, Schenley Park Bridge in Pittsburgh, and the Hohenzollern Bridge in Cologne, Germany are all linked by having what user-generated adornment in common? What do these bridges all have in common? Number 5. Orchestrated by Al Capone, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre in 1929 resulted in the murder of 7 members and associates of rival gang leader George Moran, who was more well-known by what nickname not given to him because of a cartoon with good health, but because everyone thought he was nuts. What is that nickname? Number 6. Valentine's Day, 1912, saw this state be admitted to the Union. Fun facts include the cactus wren being the state bird, it being the 6th largest state in the US, and its state motto is Ditat Deus, or God enriches. What state was admitted to the Union on this day in 1912? Number 7. While the movie adaptation premiered in 1978 on June 16th, the original musical, featuring characters with last names like Dombrowski, Zuko, Simcox, and Lottieri, premiered off-Broadway on Valentine's Day 1972. What is the name of this famous Broadway musical? Number 8. Replace one letter in the name of a literary antagonist to a boy who never grows up, and you have the name of what historical figure, an explorer and cartographer, killed on Valentine's Day in 1779 in Hawaii after trying to take the chief of the island hostage? Again, what historical figure are we looking for? Number 9. The famous standard My Funny Valentine was composed by the partnership of Richard Rodgers before his meet-cute with Hammerstein, and what lyricist, who fittingly, thanks to their name, proved to be the perfect partner for this song? Who was the lyricist of My Funny Valentine? And number 10, for your final question, let's go back to the source, Saint Valentine, who is the patron saint of many causes, including the saint of people with what neurological disorder characterized by recurrent, unprovoked seizures? What is the name of this disorder? Those are your 10 questions. We will be back with the answers after these messages. All right, we are back with the answers for today's game. Let's start with number 1. We were looking for the performer who made their big screen acting debut in the 2010 ensemble rom-com Valentine's Day, who played the high school sweetheart of Taylor Lautner and dated Taylor Lautner in real life. That would be Taylor Swift. Number 2, first produced in 1847, Necco wafers were a flavored disc candy, and we want to know, what does Necco stand for in Necco wafers? That is New England Confectionery Company, as the brand originally operated near Boston, Massachusetts. For those fans of the wafers, they come in 8 flavors: lemon, lime, orange, clove, cinnamon, wintergreen, licorice, and chocolate. So Necco wafer, New England Confectionery Company. Number 3, forever deemed a romantic city thanks to its inclusion in Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, what fair Italian city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and also is home to 2 gentlemen named Valentine and Proteus? That would be Verona, and Valentine and Proteus are in 2 Gentlemen of Verona, Shakespeare's other play that takes place there. Number 4, Pont des Arts in Paris, Pont de Loveheart in Curacao, Butcher's Bridge in Slovenia, Shenley Park Bridge in Pittsburgh, and the Hohenzollern Bridge in Cologne, Germany, are all linked by having what user-generated adornment? That would be a lock. All these bridges are considered love lock bridges, where you would go and write your name, write some messages, something like that, on a lock and attach it to the bridge, and you can go and visit and take pictures and all that good stuff. So a love lock bridge. Number 5, orchestrated by Al Capone, a St. Valentine's Day massacre resulted in the murder of 7 members of a rival gang leader named George Moran, who was more well known by what nickname? I gave you a hint there about Bugs Bunny, about good eye health, carrots. That would be George Bugs Moran, so the answer is Bugs. Now, if you're into true crime and you'll be visiting that spot that doesn't really exist anymore, it was a parking garage, but you can go visit it. I think there's a plaque still there. Check out Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder or Riccardo Trattoria right next door to this site if you want some good food here in Chicago. Number 6, Valentine's Day 1912 saw this state be admitted to the Union. Some fun facts about the state include the cactus wren being the state bird, it being the 6th largest state in the U.S., and its state motto being Ditat Deus, or God and Riches. That would be Arizona, known as the Grand Canyon State. Number 7, while the movie adaptation premiered in 1978 on June 16th, the original musical appeared off-Broadway in 1972 on Valentine's Day and had characters named Dombrowski, Zuko, Simcox, and Latieri. For those of you that are Broadway fans, that would be Grease. And for Grease heads like myself, it was actually first performed at the Kingston Mines nightclub here in Chicago in 1971, but Valentine's Day 1972 was the first time it made its New York premiere off-Broadway. Number 8, if you replace one letter in the name of a literary antagonist to a boy who never grows up, you'll have the name of what historical figure, an explorer and cartographer killed on Valentine's Day 1779 in Hawaii after trying to take the chief of the island hostage? That would be Captain James Cook. And the antagonist of The Boy Who Never Grows Up is, of course, Captain James Hook. And for the record, most experts say there's no concrete evidence that the name Captain James Hook was inspired by Captain James Cook by J.M. Barrie, if you were wondering. Number 9, the famous standard My Funny Valentine, composed by Richard Rodgers before he met Hammerstein. And what lyricist, who fittingly, thanks to their name, proved to be the perfect partner for the song? That would be Lorenz Hart, and that partnership was known as Rodgers and Hart, who had many great songs, including My Funny Valentine. And number 10, your final question was about Saint Valentine, who is the patron of many different causes, one of which includes a neurological disorder characterized by recurrent, unprovoked seizures. What is the name of this neurological disorder? That would be epilepsy. And among the epileptics, St. Valentine is also the saint of beekeepers, which is probably why Jason Statham went unscathed in his recent movie. Lovers, young people, happy marriages, and more. And before we go, I can't forget to give you the answer for today's teaser question. The question was, Cupid, the unofficial mascot of Valentine's Day, has what name in Greek mythology? That would be Eros. Thank you so much for playing along with today's quiz. We, of course, would love you to rate and review the podcast on all your favorite podcast apps. You can follow us on social media at TrivialityPod. And if you'd like to support the show, like we always say, to help these episodes come out, you can go to patreon.com/TrivialityPodcast. That'll do it for this week's episode. I hope all of you, whether you have a Valentine or not, enjoy the holiday in some way, shape, or form. Have some candy, relax, veg out, take a bath, any of that good stuff. And we'll be here next time that we do a Triviality Mini, a brand new set of 10 questions in 10 minutes. My name's Neal. We'll see you next time.